Let's talk about how to customize your user interface by adding and modifying the button layout, which are these spaces underneath the source and the program monitor. All right, so first, before teaching you how to add buttons, I'm actually going to teach you how to remove buttons from your layout. You just come to this wrench here, and then you want to uncheck Show Transport Controls. Okay, so if you're 100% on the keyboard and you don't use buttons, doing this can give you a little more real estate if you want. But I'm going to turn those back on, Show Transport Controls, and let's talk about adding and modifying buttons. I'm going to come to this little plus sign here. This is the button editor. And if I click on it, my button palette opens up. And you can hover over each of these, and a little tooltip will pop up and tell you what the command is, as well as the keyboard shortcut associated with it. To add buttons to my layout, I simply drag and drop. So I have go to next marker and go to previous marker. I'll add that to my first row here. I do have an entire second row, so if you really like buttons, you can start adding them down there as well. I usually do like to keep everything on one row, so I'm going to move this up. And it doesn't look like I have space for it, but I'm going to drop it. And you can see that I have these little white arrows appear when I have buttons out of view. So I've added my safe margins. I'm also going to add Snap in Program Monitor to my off-screen space as well. Other things you might like to do, rearrange buttons. So you can just drag and drop in whatever layout you want. And then you may also want to add spacers, like so. And then to remove buttons from this space, you just simply drag and drop outside of the box. So I'll say OK. And the ones that are immediately visible that I just added are go to previous marker and go to next marker. So I can click on these. You can see that it's working just as I would expect. And the other ones that I added, I can pull up within this menu. I'll choose Safe Margins and Snap in Program Monitor. Now, when I come to my title here, if I wanted to bring that into my title safe area, I could. So I'll just bring this up. And things are snapping because I have that command enabled. And if I don't need those anymore, I can turn them off. Finally, if I want to reset my button layout, there's the Reset Layout button. I can click on that, and it goes back to my factory defaults. All right, so feel free to make the most out of your user interface by customizing your button layout to whatever makes sense for your own way of working.